All right. Hello for those of you on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Hello to you guys. Welcome to the presentation. Thank you for being here. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, KGRDB, YouTube, whatever, just hello. So I appreciate you guys being here. Let me just share a couple of things. I now have three kind of devices running the show at the same time. So if you're going to say, well, you're not answering any of my questions. Well, I'm sorry, narcissist, but the world doesn't revolve around you. I have I have actually many chat rooms open right now. So just let's relax about this entitlement. I tell you what, I don't understand what's going on. Something is in the drinking water. Something is in the drinking water. And we'll talk about that in just a second. But before we do, I want to invite you to go to this website, kgradb.com. Again, KGRAD as in dog, B as in bicycle.com. Make sure you subscribe, because if you do, then you obviously it's be pretty cool. Put Bishop as your promo code, because you're going to get 30% off your subscription. They have shows there, really, really cool shows. So this show actually airs there as well. So again, kgradb.com. Put Bishop as your promo code. And also go to my website, bishopjameslong, LONG.com. bishopjameslong, That is the website. And of course, the church's website, usocc.org. usocc.org. It's KGRAD as in dog, B as in bicycle.com. KGRADB. And put Bishop as your promo code. All right, let's get into this. First of all, folks, just keep this in mind. Again, I'm going to say it one more time. I have three computers running this show at the same time. I have here this computer. We're talking to KGRADB radio, YouTube, Facebook. I get some other places. We have Spreaker over here. We have TikTok. We have Twitter over here, and we have TikTok over there. So I have a lot of things going on here, and I only have two pair of eyes. So let me just make this very, very clear. I am really sick and tired. I'm just going to open this up. I am sick and tired of people running on social media, scaring everybody. Oh, it's the eclipse. It's the eclipse. It's the end of times. The tribulation is going to occur. Shut up. Seriously, go talk to your therapist. Shut up. It's gotten to a point where it's stupid. It really is stupid. And I've had it. I have had it. And here's why. I talk to people every single day. Every single day. The anxiety is out of the roof. I'm telling you, the anxiety is insane. People are unbelievably stressed. I talk to them. They are overwhelmed. And they're overwhelmed because these fear-mongers go on social media, scare the hell out of everybody, telling everybody they know that this is the tribulation, this is the end of times. You know what? Read the Bible. Read it. Jesus made it very clear that nobody knows the time or the hour. I'm just so fed up with it. It is stupid. Here's what's going to happen. And by the way, TikTok, I'm going to be going live on Monday. So I did a TikTok video the other day. I was called everything but my name. I was called someone who hurts children. I was called fake. I was called fraud. I was called you name it. All because I went on social media and I told people, calm down. It's going to be okay. And I got to tell you, I have never seen it this bad. I have never seen it this bad. Oh my gosh. Go on, watch it. Go on TikTok and go to the video where I talk about the heifers. And then I talk about the eclipse. This is why I don't look at the comments. To be honest with you, after I make a video, very rarely do I ever look at the comments because they are so vulgar. I mean, when I tell you they are vulgar, I'm telling you guys, it is really, really ugly. I mean, tremendously ugly. So here's what's going to happen. I am going to go on TikTok live on Monday. And what's going to happen is the eclipse will occur. And all of these people who have gone on social media to scare the hell out of everybody, that tell you they know for a fact that this is the tribulation. I'm telling you what, this is what's going to happen. The moon will move away. And someone even told me I was an idiot. Someone told me it's not a move. It's not the moon in between the sun and earth. It's Nibiru. Dude, whatever you're smoking, please put it down. It's not helping you because the 2 brain cells are already evaporating in your head. Put the stuff down. The moon will move away. That's what happens when an eclipse, because the moon circles the earth. See that? And the earth circles the sun. And what happens is the moon in its circulation comes in between the sun and the earth. Now, I'm fine. Please stop texting me. Now, this has happened before. It will happen again. And people just got to really just chill. I mean, seriously, just chill. Turn on some John Denver or something. I mean, seriously, turn some John Denver on. But so here's what's going to happen. All these people who are going on social media, who are scaring people, who are frightening people, the eclipse is going to happen. And none of those people, not one person, will go on their social media and apologize for spreading panic. Not one of them. That is toxic. That is toxic. So, folks, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what these people are doing. And matter of fact, I talked to a person today who is so overwhelmed by social media and people claiming that this is it. They are so overwhelmed that they had a nervous breakdown. Now, people say, well, that's kind of ridiculous. But when you're inundated with all this all the time, this purposeful misinformation to frighten people so that you will like their video and subscribe, that's just evil. That is just truly evil when people will do that. But that's what people are doing. And that's exactly Gina, that's exactly what I told the person. Turn that shit off. Yes, I did. Yes, I said shit. I'll say it again. Shit. Because this person was having a breakdown. I said, just turn the shit off. I mean, seriously, it is appalling. It is appalling. And if you don't like me saying shit, I'll say it again. Shit. Go away. Seriously. It really is. Yeah, I agree, Patrick. I agree. But, you know, this is, yeah, believe me, I did curse, and I'll curse again. Folks, I'm telling you now. Here's what bothers me. It doesn't bother me that people keep calling me, people have called me everything but my name. They've been doing that for 20 years. I really don't care. But what I do care about is when people contact me and they are in tears. And they're legitimately having a panic attack on the phone with me. And I'm trying to calm them down. I had 31 phone calls today. 31. And out of those 31 phone calls, 27 were people who are having panic attacks. Now, let that sink in. That is how bad it is. And the people who are going on social media, they don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. They will do it again, and they will do it again, and they will do it again, and they will do it again and again and again. And I know this is Friday, Paranormal Friday. I don't care. Right now I'm talking about this. This really is, this is very frustrating for me because I just don't like people doing this to other people. It's wrong. It's evil. And so when you get like this, folks, turn the crap off. Turn that social media off. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. This is the spirit of confusion. This is the spirit of evil. This is the spirit of dissension. This is the devil at work in overtime. And if you don't think the devil can easily manipulate people, and this falls under what's called ordinary demonic activity. Ordinary demonic activity is when people purposely cause chaos. They cause confusion. They cause dissension. They cause anxiety. They cause panic. That is evil. That is demonic. Because a person who has Christ, who has God in their heart, doesn't cause panic. They don't cause chaos. They calm people's spirits. That's what they do. This is why Scripture talks about testing the spirits. Because people who present anxiety, people who present hate, people who present chaos are doing the work of the devil. And they're causing people to have such panic attacks that they're having a breakdown. So what's going to happen, as I said, is this. This eclipse is going to happen. Now, mark my words. This is going to happen. And then when it does, the sun, the moon will continue its rotation around Earth. You will not hear the tribulation. You will not hear the angels. You will not see the rapture. None of that's going to happen. I'm telling you, it won't happen. And then people said, I'm not a Christian because I said it won't happen. Okay, whatever. None of that's going to happen. And you watch, next Friday, I'm going to be here. And all those people who went all over social media to scare people, they're going to find another event to scare people. That's what they do. That is what they do. That is exactly what they run back to social media. And then they're going to, now mark my words. I know these people, folks. I've been dealing with these people for over 20 years. Here's what they'll do. They'll go on social media when Monday doesn't bring in the rapture or tribulation. Then people say rapture. I'm not saying I necessarily believe in rapture. I'm telling you that's a terminology people are using. But here's what's going to happen. When it doesn't happen, what they're then going to do is say, oh, no, I didn't mean it was going to happen on Monday. We're in the 40-day, the Passover period. In 40 days is going to happen. That's what they're going to do. Mark my words. Folks, do not doubt me. I know these people so well. Because I've dealt with them for over 20 years. That is, I promise you, that's what they'll do. I guarantee it. And then the people who do not believe in the rapture or tribulation, they'll find something else. They'll find something else. Okay. I'm telling you. Oh. Let me say this. Let me get ahead of this issue right now, because I need to get ahead of this. And then we're going to talk about haunted items or haunted places, locations. I'm going to get ahead of this now because I know what's going to happen. There is going to be an asteroid called Apophis, or that's what people, okay, listen to me carefully. You're going to be seeing this now because Monday, we're not going to be raptured. It's not good. The tribulation won't happen. So then they're going to be start talking about this asteroid Apophis. Write it down. Remember this. I'm talking about this. I'm telling you, they're going to do it. So Apophis, Apophis. So it's supposed to come close to Earth's orbit in 2029. Okay, now they have 5 years to scare you about this. And that's what they're going to do. So listen to me carefully, because I'm not telling you this as a space nerd. I'm telling you this with some backed up facts. This is from Live Science. So it's not a YouTuber, no offense, who have no knowledge of space whatsoever. This is by Barry Baker. There is a 0% chance, folks, 0% chance of a potential city killer asteroid Apophis smashing into Earth in 2029. The new study has confirmed. Okay? So let me just make this clear. I'm telling you, the conspiracy theories, I don't understand. We used to think conspiracy theories were cuckoo, but now people are taking it seriously. A 0% chance. This is from Live Science. This is not from a 5th grader or somebody who's never had any science class in their lives jumping on social media to scare you. Computer simulations reveal that close flybys of Apophis, the god of chaos asteroid in 2029, still pose no risk to Earth, even when a worrying previously unrecognized factor is taken into an account. There is almost a 0% chance that the infamous city killer asteroid Apophis will hit Earth when it zips closely by our planet in 2029, even when a previously unconsidered factor is taken into account, a new study shows. Apophis is a peanut-shaped space rock spanning about 1,100 feet across that was left behind for the formation of the solar system around 4.6 billion years ago. The chunky space rock is not hefty enough to be considered a planet killer asteroid. That's number one. People are already spreading this lie that it's a planet killer. It's a planet. Shut up. I mean, seriously, just take the tinfoil hat off. No, it's not. So it's not big enough to be a planet killer. But it is large enough to wipe out a large city. That is true. So the potentially hazard asteroid first made headlines around 20 years ago when it was revealed that space rock would have an extremely close flyby in Earth of 2029 and could potentially hit our planet. However, follow-up observations revealed that Apophis, which last made a close approach in 2021, will sail safely past our planet at a distance of around 23,200 miles, less than 1/10 in the distance between Earth and the Moon. The asteroid's current trajectory also suggests it is highly unlikely to pose a threat to Earth in the next few centuries. Okay, so folks, I'm telling you now, you're going to be watching it. You're going to be hearing this. And it's going to get worse. As we get closer to 2029, people are going to blast. So just remember this conversation that we had in 2024. Okay? Now, the trolls on TikTok are really going crazy. And the reason being is because I'm not going to feed into their nonsense. I just won't do it. I won't feed into the nonsense. Again, I just let me go slower. There is a 0% chance that this asteroid will crash, thank you, will crash into Earth. This is not big enough to destroy the planet. You see? Okay. Now it can destroy a large, am I going too fast? It can destroy a large city, but it's not a planet killer. Okay. Wow. Hopefully I didn't go too fast. Yeah, hopefully I didn't. Hopefully I didn't. Seriously, if guys come, I promise you, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Enjoy the eclipse, okay? Enjoy it. This is it's a beautiful mystery. It's a beautiful. The whole thing is to me it's beautiful. I'm going to be going live on TikTok. Nitro James said you went too fast. Listen, I'm going to enjoy. I'm going to be live on TikTok. I promise you. Okay. In Kentucky, I think it starts around 3:00 or so. So I'll be on well and good enough. You know what? Let me check real quick the weather in Kentucky before I start making promises that I can't keep. Because I want to make sure, obviously, it doesn't rain because we have bipolar weather here in Kentucky. We have 80 degrees one day, and now we're having snow the next. I don't know where it is, you guys, but okay. Oh, good. Okay, only a 20% chance. It's going to be a little cloudy, but Monday it doesn't look too bad right now. So keep your fingers crossed. So I'll be going live on TikTok, and I will promise you, just enjoy it, guys. Just really seriously, just enjoy it. Wherever you are in this world, if you get to enjoy the clips, just, enjoy it. And thank God that you have this opportunity to see this beautiful, spectacle. It's going to be okay. I promise you, it'll be okay. Okay? Okay. Now, I want to give an announcement here. I had to talk about that because it's really been bothering me. I want to give you guys an update because we have a very, very cool thing that I want to discuss. So let me just find it here. I am going to be doing a live show at a location, a haunted location. And we're going to be doing it live. And I believe, let me just double check. I think it is on, well, I can't check it here. I think it is on the 19th. Let me double check. So hold on one sec. It is. So on the 19th, we are going to be doing a live presentation at a haunted location. And in a moment at 8 o'clock, I'm going to be talking to a gentleman who is going to tell us about this. So I'll be airing live. There will be about 50 investigators. And so Vince Kellyan is who we'll be talking to at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And he's putting on these presentations and, these haunted locations, investigations, things of this nature. And he's going to be doing this very, very soon. So I am really, really looking forward to this. This should be a lot of fun. We'll talk about this we'll talk about this when he comes on. I don't want to give it out too much. So it's going to be on the 19th of this month. I will be live, and we'll have working. And this is open to everybody. Okay, I'll tell you. It's in Ashmore Estates. Why do you give the darkness energy? You don't know me, do you? You don't know me. Oh, they got muted. That person doesn't know. Why do you give darkness attention? I'm an exorcist, sunshine. I don't give it attention. I kick its ass. Okay? Is that point blank with you? I swear. Whoo, Lord Jesus. I better turn on some gospel music. I need some gospel music. Okay, look. So on the 19th of April, where I'm going to be at Ashmore Estates. Ashmore Estates, okay? And we're going to be doing a live show. So I'm really looking forward to that. And we'll talk about where you can get the, I don't know if they're sold out, but we'll give that information in just a second. But that's going to be Ashmore Estates. I'm looking forward to this. I really am. Hopefully you are as well. And we'll talk to the gentleman here in just a second. Okay, let's talk about some haunted locations, because that was supposed to be our presentation this evening. But boy, oh boy, I tell you what. Mr. Producer's probably rolling his eyes saying, oh my gosh, what in the world did James get into? All right. I have not been to Whispers Estate. I don't think so. It sounds familiar, but I don't think so. All right. I've never been to Ashmore. But I am looking forward to it. Truly am looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun. Okay. So this is by the Thrillist Travel. Well, thank you there, me again. I appreciate that. Listen to this, everybody. So if you went in Alabama, if you're going to Alabama, let's talk about some haunted locations. Haunted locations. Let's go. Oh, you know what? TikTok, because of the trolls. Trolls, you guys are getting on my nerves. Bye, trolls. Bye, Felicia. So now sub chat only is on TikTok for the first hour, and then the second hour we'll turn it on for everybody. But I'm not in the mood to listen to any more trolls. I've had enough of trolls for the night. But listen to this. So we're going to try to go through each state, do the best I can to tell you where you need to go if you want to go to haunted locations. Well, thank you there. Yeah. And thank you for those of you who are offering gifts to the ministry. I appreciate that. Alabama. Ron said the whole state of Alabama is haunted. Well, here's a couple things. Maple Hill Cemetery in Huntsville, Alabama. You know, Huntsville is actually where I went to space camp. I was a space camp nerd. I went there for, I will admit it. I will admit it. Maple Hill Cemetery, Huntsville, Alabama. Says here, oh, sure, the actual cemetery here is creepy and all, but it's the playground that really gets you. In 1985, somebody decided to open a playground adjacent to Huntsville's oldest cemetery, presumably to give the children of mourning parents some respite. Instead, it appears that the resident ghosts are the ones enjoying it most. People report seeing orbs of light going down the slide and unoccupied swings moving, accompanied by disembodied giggles. Disembodied means you can actually hear it with your voice. You can actually hear it with your ears. If it's an EVP, it's an electronic voice phenomenon, you can't hear it, but you can record it on your digital recorder. but a disembodied, you actually hear it. Adding to the eeriness, some locals believe the victims of a rash of child unaliving in the 60s were buried nearby, and their spirits now having eternal playdates with the cemetery's official residents. Wow, I've never been there. What do you think about that? And for those of you who are sending me a bunch of messages on Messenger, I now have 18 messages on Messenger saying that I'm a fake bishop because I'm talking about haunted locations. You have an opinion on how I should live my life? And which bill of mine are you going to pay this month? Oh, you're not. Oh, you're not. Okay. Just checking. Okay, Alaska. Today's a crazy day. I'm telling you guys, it is the eclipse. Maybe I'll turn into a werewolf or a vampire. Yep, I can see it now. All right, the Alaskan Hotel in Alaska. Oh, well, Jenny, yeah, well, absolutely. So, by the way, the Alaska Hotel, the most famous. By the way, Jenny, you can just send me a message there on Facebook. Just send me a message on Messenger. The most famous ghost to roam the halls of Alaska's oldest operating hotel is that of a gold miner's wife who lived here while waiting for her husband to return. And when he didn't, she began supporting herself by working as a female lady of the night until he did return. Not exactly thrilled with her new career choice, he unalived her, and now guests and staff regularly report encounters with her ghost. Wow. By the way, if you guys have been to any of these locations, tell me, because I'd love to know. That's right. I didn't know. Matthew, very good point. Matthew says, I see the moon behind you, Bishop. Is the eclipse happening now? There it is. There it is. Well, look out, everybody. Yeah, and some the trolls don't like the fact that I have a pumpkin. You guys can't see. There you go. I have a pumpkin behind the, because I can't find, I would love to find this without the pumpkin because I think it's beautiful. I really love it. This is the only time, by the way, this is the only time that I have this background behind me on Fridays, because Fridays is Paranormal Fridays. We just chill. So, but I wish this didn't have the pumpkin. That would be very cool. But the pod gets the pumpkin's okay. All right, Arizona, the Jerome Grand Hotel. So located in the scenic hillside town of Jerome, a former gold mining hub, once known as the wickedest city in the West. And today, one of the Arizona's coolest small towns is the Jerome Grand Hotel, formerly known as the United Verity Hospital. Now, originally built in 1917, and again in 1926 after a mine explosion destroyed the first, the Great Depression caused the hospital to take a serious downturn. And by 1950, it had been abandoned entirely. Now, the hospital sat essentially dormant until it reopened as the Jerome Grand in 1996. And much of the building's original structure and facilities have been restored, and many of its spirits still linger. Now, the specter of the maintenance man found unalived in the basement in the 30s, human-shaped figures that roam the hall, children who run and laugh in the corridors, and even the spirit of a cat who scratches at guests' door at night, begging to be let in. So you've been there, Christian? See, I've never been, and I have not been to this place. Now, I have, well, thank you, Desiree. I have actually, I had two little fur babies, and they were my life. I mean, they were my life. Kylie and Fuzzy. I mean, I treated them like queens and kings because they were. They were my little angels. And they had passed because of old age, and Kylie had cancer, and Fuzzy started developing seizures due to a tumor in the brain. But they lived at 14, 15 years old, so they lived a good life. The other day, I was thinking about them. I was like, I hope I'm going to see them again. And because Revelation, folks, if you have a fur baby, I promise you guys, that when you get to heaven, your fur babies are going to be right there waiting for you. I promise you. Okay, I guarantee you. Revelation speaks about animals being in heaven. They'll be there. But I was thinking about them the other day, and Kylie, she was a little toy schnauzer, and Kylie liked to do a couple circles before she sat down. And I was doing some paperwork on a case that I'm working, and I was in the bed getting ready to go to sleep, and then I just felt Kylie like she normally does this, and she just sits right there. She used to sit down right to the side. Now Fuzzy, He's a schnauzer. He was a schnauzer as well. But Fuzzy did the same thing, but he plopped. So Fuzzy would do a couple circles and just plop right on me. Usually like up here. I was like, hey, dude, can we get a little space here? And I felt that as well. So I am absolutely convinced that you're going to see your fur babies. I promise you. Okay, in Arkansas, the Arlington Hotel. Oh, Angela, that pastor was an idiot. Animals. Look, I really truly believe that our fur babies are angels without wings. I truly believe that with all my heart. And any pastor who tells you that your fur baby is not going to be in heaven really, obviously, is a Scrooge. Don't listen to them. Your fur baby will be there. Okay, well, thank you there, Norvox. I appreciate that. So Arlington Hotel, this grand century-old hotel, is a paragon of ornate luxury, so much so that you'd probably choose to stay a while if you were a ghost too. History weighs on the place as well as on your mind. 4 presidents have stayed there, plus Babe Ruth and even Al Capone. Now, outside the old-timey lamp lights guide your walk through the downtown spring-fed spas that draw visitors to this resort town, echoing against stone buildings and set against a backdrop of steep, inky forest. Even the burbling fountains sound ghostly and ominous. I've never been there either. I've been to Arkansas, but I've never been there. Now, this is interesting. In California, I would like to go back to California. Someone asked me, would I go back? I'd like to go visit California again. You know, when I was there, when we did the Eli Roth Presents Legion of Exorcists show, unfortunately, I couldn't, the filming, when there was filming it was intense. There was we had long days of filming, and we didn't really get to spend no time, just kind of chilling. So I would like to go back to California just to chill as a tourist. So, okay, I'm sorry. California, Turnbull Canyon. That's in Whittier. It's California's packed with terrifying places, from cult compounds to famous murder sites, haunted hotels, and mysterious mansions. But none of them come with the promise of a brisk, scenic hike. Turnbull Canyon offers a 4-mile hike through the sprawling Puente Hills, but be careful, because if you go out there, there have been a couple people who've run into some mountain lions. Keep an eye out for sweeping city views and the ghost of 29 people who perished here in a plane crash in the 50s. Oh, and the ghosts of children who, according to legend, were taken from a nearby orphanage and used in ritualistic sacrifices. Oh, and the ghost of a teen who found some old electroshock equipment from the canyon's burnt down asylum and unfortunately fried his brain despite the site having no power. So yeah, that would be pretty cool. Pretty cool. Boy, I want to point something out. Let me point this out. This is how bad trolling is online. The moment that I put sub chat only on TikTok is the only way you can chat with us is if you're a subscriber to the account. So the moment that I did that, they can still watch it. But the moment I said sub chat only, we dropped over 200 people. Now let that sink in, folks. I want that to sink in. We dropped over 200 people. That's how bad trolling is online. Yeah, isn't that true? Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, but you know what? Pity. Okay, Colorado. Well, the Stanley Hotel. Yeah, we'll open it up for everybody else later on. The Stanley Hotel. I've never been there, but honestly, I kind of think, this is my personal opinion, the Stanley Hotel actually is not where they filmed The Shining. Did you guys know that? Now, of course, that's where Stephen King wrote The Shining, but from my understanding, that actually was not the location that they filmed. So it's pretty interesting. But anyway, a lot of people think this place is haunted. It's Estes Park. If you've seen or read The Shining, it inspired it. That's right. There you go. You'll know the feel of this often snowed on hotel. It's the location of Stephen King based on his Overlook Hotel upon. Now, it may not look like the film unless you watch the 1990s made-for-TV movie version, which was actually shot there, but it holds our rumors of haunted rooms and service workers who still wander the grounds. Now, be warned, there's a much more sinister danger. The hotel has such an extreme elevation that just walking to your room can drain you. So just be careful for that. Yeah, Jack Nicholson's. Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember where that place was, where it actually was filmed. Okay. Yeah, I'm not for sure. I can't remember. If someone knows. Well, Jason, the Estes method is really interesting. That was actually created by Bill and Tom Estes. It's in the field of parapsychology. For those of you who don't know that, it's a technique. It's used in the paranormal investigation to communicate with spirits using a yes or no response system. But the exact date of when the Estes method was created is really not widely known. It gained popularity in the ghost hunting community. The TV show Adventures, Ghost Adventures, obviously showed this as well. Okay, Connecticut, 1754 house. 1754 house, Woodbury, known as the Evergreen Inn and later the Curtis House Inn before reopening in 1754 house in 2020. Gordon Ramsay once featured Connecticut's oldest inn on his appropriately titled reality show Hotel Hell, bringing a paranormal investigator to corroborate what locals and visitors have been claiming for centuries. This place is haunted, allegedly. Ramsay's unsettling difficulty exiting his room during a 5-day stay could have been due to faulty hardwire. But try telling that to the guests who reported disembodied voices, mysterious footsteps, and unwelcome otherworldly bedfellows throughout the inn's 260-plus year history. Oh, pretty cool. I've never been there either. Delaware, Fort Delaware in Delaware City. That Civil War prisons were particularly unpleasant places to be incarcerated back in the 1860s. With the rampage of gangrene, amputations, war-induced psychosis, the spirits of the Confederate soldiers interned at this former Union prison are said to haunt the imposing granite and brick behemoth. You know what's interesting? I know there's a lot of places where there was war, and especially, there have been residual haunting. So residual haunting, it's not an actual intellect. There's no intellect. It's just energy that it's a repetition. It just repeats itself. It has no concept of you. It has no concept of itself. For some reason, it just has embedded that energy in whatever area it is, and you can it just recycle. It's like watching a movie over and over and over, but there is no interaction. It's quite interesting. Now, that's different when you have an intelligent haunting. There's something different, obviously much, much different about that versus a residual. I've had both. Yeah, Stanley Hotels in Colorado. Well, so I've had a lot. I've had a lot of residual, but of course my cases are demonic in nature. So, Tanya, honestly, it just depends on the person. Tanya is asking about the apps. Are the apps that people can download on their phone or tablets? Are they any good? I have used a couple of them just to see if how credible they were. There were some that were pretty interesting, and I would have to say, yeah, that's pretty. I have actually the original Ovilus, the actual device, the first one that it came out with. That's like really almost impossible to find, but I have that, and that was pretty. That's pretty impressive. But I do think that there are some apps that are worth investing in, but then there's a lot of them that are just terrible. Tiger, what's the scariest place you've been to? Gates of Hell Cemetery. And I'm going to be doing a documentary on that. I promise you. By the way, folks, make sure you subscribe to my Rumble channel. We're on Rumble right now. So go to bishopjameslong.com, bishopjameslong.com. Scroll down to where it says social media outlets, and you will see where it says official Rumble, whatever. If you click it, and just make sure you follow me. Also, follow me on YouTube. Please don't forget, because I'm going to start making documentaries on YouTube. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be making a documentary on the location that we're going to go to on the 19th. So I'm going to be doing that. And thank you, Judy Ann. Judy Ann is a dear, dear friend of mine. She helps me so much, especially getting to locations. So she's helping me get to this location. I'm so blessed. So thank you, Judy Ann. And she's in TikTok. And so I'll be able to get to this place on the 19th. So I'll be doing a documentary, and we'll be putting that on YouTube. But make sure you go to my YouTube. So just click it and subscribe. Please make sure you do that, okay? Because YouTube is the only place that I'm going to put the documentaries there because it's 30 minutes long. Okay, Delaware, Fort Delaware. We've already talked about that. Florida. There's a lot of locations in Florida, folks. So please don't get upset if I don't mention yours. I'm trying to, tell everybody at least one place per state. And let me know if those of you who live in Florida, I know several of you do. Diane, I know that you do. This says Fort East Martello Museum. Okay, so Key West Fort East Martello Museum is home of the OG macabre Florida man, Robert the Haunted Doll. The inspiration for Annabelle, well, actually, it's two different. Annabelle actually is a Raggedy Ann doll. Now, I was friends with Lorraine Warren. I did not know Ed, but I did know with Lorraine. And Lorraine did not like Annabelle. She wanted nothing to do with Annabelle. The reason is Annabelle in the movie is not a Raggedy Ann because Raggedy Ann is trademarked, so they couldn't do it. So that's why they had that doll. But the actual original real doll of Annabelle is a Raggedy Ann doll. Now, Robert was a gift given to the late artist Robert Eugene Otto. As a boy, Otto would blame the doll for all sorts of mischief, but the whole thing morphed from a cute little Calvin and Hobbes riff into something far more sinister. Some say the raggedy, weathered little sailor doll is cursed. He's reported to change facial expressions from time to time, and some say he'll let out little giggles from time to time as well. And some say he'll cause endless pain and suffering to people who disrespect him by taking his photo. So that's pretty interesting. I have seen Robert, and it's interesting doll. Rumble is sort of like, Rumble is like a streaming thing. So that I decided to start using Rumble as well. Okay, Georgia, the Oakland Cemetery in Atlanta, built in 1850. Atlanta's Oakland Cemetery is the city's oldest, largest cemetery and among the most haunted places in Georgia. It is home to Maynard Jackson, Bobby Jones, and Margaret Mitchell, among others. The cemetery includes a Confederate branch where visitors insist that they've seen uniformed soldiers wandering the grounds and even hanging off trees. Creep in as far as you dare, but be warned, some have alleged that they've heard Confederate Army roll call among the tombstones. Wow. That's pretty cool. Hawaii, the Waipo Valley. It's Hawaii's one of the, it's an island where dancers welcome you with pounding drums and native chants and blazing torches, all of which are awesome when those dancers are actually alive. Not so awesome when they're ghosts of ancient warriors marching through the islands, armed to the teeth. But those are the night marchers and legendary spirits who roam the islands in an eternal march to battle. I've never been there, but tell me if you guys have been to any of these places. Idaho. Old Idaho Penitentiary is a prison built in 1872, was closed for nearly 50 years. And today, it's full-stop tourist attraction, not unlike Alcatraz. You can tour the place, see where prisoners were held in solitary, and even get a peek at the gallows from death row. So yeah, this place is haunted, largely by the prisoners who helped build it and ended their life sentences in the very walls that they created. Wow. Illinois. Old Joliet Prison. And again, keep in mind, I know there's a lot more places in these states, but these are just kind of like cliff notes. The Old Joliet Prison. So it says here, you know that feeling you get when you find out that the previous renter of an apartment was kind of a creep? Well, this Gothic castle-like prison complex was once the involuntary home of a notorious murderer, John Wayne Gacy, and serial killer Richard Speck. So there were riots and slayings, executions, and other terrible things. By the way, I don't have them with me. I have original John Wayne Gacy paintings. I'm going to be, by the way, I'm going to be at the not the Alaska, good grief, the Arkansas Paranormal Expo. So let me just give you some information about that. Hold on one second. There he is. So I'm going to be at the Arkansas Paranormal Expo this year. And I'm going to be there on October the 26th and the 27th. I'm going to be giving a presentation on demonology, and I'm also going to have several of my haunted items. And of course, I'll have the doll that was featured in the Legion of Exorcists show that I was on. So again, that's going to be at the Arkansas Paranormal Expo. So you can go to the website, arkansasparanormalexpo.com. And it's October 26th and 27th. So make sure you guys check that out. What I like about this is all the funds is going to be going to supporting the MacArthur Museum of Arkansas Military History. So that's pretty cool. It's registered on the National Register of Historic Places. There's going to be a lot of paranormal instructors there, teachers, presenters. So make sure you go to arkansasparanormalexpo.com. And for the Hater Gators, well, thank you very much. Thank you, Suzanne and Marty. Thank you. And for the Hater Gators out there, I knew you were doing this all for money. We're not getting paid, so there's not going to be there's no pay for this. I'm doing this to go meet people, to go bless items, to talk about demonology, and there we go. So, all right, and thank you there again, Judy Ann. Okay, Indiana, the Haunted Bridge. Indiana is packed with enough haunted inns and estates to pack a whole town, but for a little skin crawling outside a big city, head to the sleepy bedroom community to Avon, home to one of the nation's creepiest looking haunted bridges. Now, the decrepit looking concrete railroad span looks as old as the pyramids and sports an undeniably sinister air, especially if you drive beneath it at night. If you care to park and poke around, locals say that you might encounter the ghost of a weeping woman whose child was unfortunately unalived on the railroad tracks. Unfortunately, we can't say certain words on TikTok because they ban you. Okay, Iowa. The Vasilla Axe Murder House. Cool. This in Vasilla. Oh, good. Thank you. For a truly one-of-a-kind night away, book in at the Vasilla Axe Murder House, the aptly named home where 8 people were unalived in their sleep back in 1912. But the case is still unsolved. I've never been there. That would be a cool place to visit. Kansas, Stull, Stull, Stull Cemetery. So locals know this tiny cemetery in an unincorporated Kansas township as a portal to hell that the devil comes through twice a year. As outlandish as that sounds, the ruins of a nearby church and the bizarre architecture will have you half believing the rumors. No satanic sightings have been confirmed, and anyone caught trespassing in the private cemetery can face a $1,000 fine. So you may not want to go. In Kentucky, now this doesn't have, which I'm kind of surprised, it doesn't have Waverly Hills. But also in Kentucky, it's the Gates of Hell. The Gates of Hell Cemetery. I'm the one who named it the Gates of Hell Cemetery. I've talked about this before. 20 years ago, nobody in the paranormal community even knew this place existed. The Gates of Hell, it's an old abandoned cemetery in Kentucky. And families asked me to go there to bless it because it was being desecrated by some people doing things they shouldn't have done. We went there, we investigated, and all hell broke loose. So we went back online on the radio, and I said, man, this is like the Gates of Hell. And that's how it got its name, Gates of Hell. Thank you. So the Gates of Hell Cemetery is definitely something I'm very excited about doing the documentary on. So in Kentucky, of course, Waverly Hills, the Sauerkraut Cave. It's in Louisville. Sure, it got its name because it once used as to age sauerkraut, but there's something far more sinister for fermenting there. I've never heard this. Sauerkraut Cave earned its legend because it was located beneath the Lakeland Asylum for the Insane, an institution marred by accusations by overcrowding and mistreatment of patients. The cave beneath the now raised asylum is believed to have been an occasional escape route for inmates, but there are also rumors of bodies being buried there. Strange visions of ghostly voices have been reported by many who have explored it. Find it behind the archery range at EP Tom Sawyer Park. I have been there. It's I certainly wouldn't say that's the scariest place in Kentucky at all. Not at all. I mean, this place compared to like the Gates of Hell Cemetery, this is like Disneyland. But in the cemetery, in the cave, it does sometimes you can hear people whisper. So I've heard that, but I've never felt threatened or anything like that. Okay, well, Christopher, this Louisiana. Christopher just said there are two in Springfield and New Orleans. Well, Christopher, what about this? Tell me what you think about it. I think it's St. Roch. I don't know. Hopefully I'm saying that. Not probably not. Chapel and Yellow Fever Shrine in New Orleans. In the 19th century, yellow fever swept New Orleans, but Reverend Peter Thevis, the pastor of Holy Trinity Catholic Church, had a plan. He prayed to St. Roch, I think, Healy asking members for his parish to be shielded from the disease and promising to build a shrine for the saint in gratitude. While 40,000 New Orleans died, no one in Father Thevis' community perished. Oh, that's pretty interesting, isn't it? In Maine, Mount Hope Cemetery in Bangor, Maine. So you know who grew up in Maine? Stephen King. So it's no surprise, really, that the part of the 1989 Pet Sematary adaptation was shot there. For extra scares, watch the movie Before a Nightmare Stroll through the creepy 181-year-old cemetery. See if you can find the spot where Gage was buried. That's Mount Hope Cemetery for those of you who want to visit. Bangor, Maine. In Maryland, Caffin Rock. It's New Burkittsville. Well, folks, if you don't know where that is, the Blair Witch Project still pulls tourists to Burkittsville, Maryland, to find where most of the film was shot, though you need to head into Black Hills Forest. It's about 20 minutes west of town to find Coffin Rock. That would be pretty interesting. So apparently that place is supposed to be haunted. Blair Witch, whether you liked it or not, was a brilliant film. And the fact that they made how much money? And it cost... someone told me it cost $30,000. Another person said $300,000, but I think it was $30,000 is how much the Blair Witch actually cost to make, and they made millions. The next is Massachusetts, Lizzie Borden Bed and Breakfast in Fall River. In case you don't remember the world's most disturbing nursery rhyme, Lizzie Borden hacked up her parents with an axe back in 1892. And now you can sleep at the delightful B&B infamous crime scene where it all happened. Sure. On your visit, you'll sleep at the Borden's home, eat their last meal with Johnny cakes and eggs, and sleep in the bedroom where the body of Lizzie's stepmother was found. After a stay there, the home is painstakingly furnished to look exactly as it did on the morning of the murders that will creep you right out. Never been. Never. Oh, 60,000 checks? Okay. Michigan, the South Manitou Island in Leland. 16 miles offshore from Lake Michigan's peninsula. South Manitou is home to 300-foot sand dunes, deserted shoreline, and empty campgrounds. And with respect to the abandoned buildings of Detroit and Flint, it's about as creepy as you can get in Michigan. So there you go. In Minnesota, the Wabasha Street Caves in St. Paul. So I'm kind of going fast because I've got to call this individual here relatively soon. Our favorite Minnesota haunt is the Wabasha Street Caves in St. Paul. In Mississippi, University of Mississippi Medical Center in Jackson, you probably don't want to show up and say, hey, I want to paranormal investigate in the University of Mississippi Medical Center. They'll probably say, I don't think so. Just let you know. Anyway, Missouri, Main Street in St. Charles. Montana, they say the Fairweather Inn in Virginia City is haunted. Nebraska, Seven Sisters Road, Otoe County. All right. Yeah, Bobby Mackey's, of course, in Wilder. Nevada, the Clown Motel. For those of you who don't like clowns, you probably don't want to go to this place. It's a clown motel, all in clowns. New Hampshire, Mount Washington Hotel in Bretton Woods. New Jersey, the Devil's Tree in Basking Ridge. New Mexico is Dawson Cemetery. I'm just kind of going down because we have to stop at 8. Well, I have to call this gentleman at 8. New York, the United States Military Academy. You probably don't want to show up there and ask to investigate. You probably won't. North Carolina, the Biltmore Estate. That's pretty cool. Asheville, I've seen that. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. North Carolina, the Biltmore Estate. North Dakota, Fort Abraham, Lincoln State Park. In Mandan, Ohio, the Ohio State Reformatory. Mansfield. That is huge. That is a massive, gigantic place. I've never been, but I understand people have told me that is a big, huge place. Oklahoma, the Skirvin Hotel in Oklahoma City. The Oregon, the Edgefield Hotel in Troutdale, Pennsylvania Eastern State Penitentiary. Philadelphia. I believe that's where didn't they film that prison movie? I forgot what it's called. Rhode Island, the White Horse Tavern in Newport. South Carolina, Barnard Plantation Ruins, Union. South Dakota, the Sika Hollow State Park. Yeah, Shawshank, there you go. In Tennessee, the Bell Witch Cave in Adams. Now, Willie Windwalker Gibson, who is a dear friend of mine, please keep his wife in your prayers. She had surgery. But he's absolutely convinced that the Bell Witch Cave is very active, very, very active. I've never been. Maybe one day I'll go. In Texas, the Yorktown Memorial Hospital. Utah, Moon Lake. In Vermont is the Lake Bomoseen State Park. Virginia, Bacon's Castle. In Washington, Northern State Mental Hospital. Okay. West Virginia, Trans-Allegheny Lunatic. That would be, I tell you what, that would be a cool place to visit. The Lunatic Asylum in West Virginia. Wisconsin, the Pfister Hotel in Milwaukee. In Wyoming, Wyoming Frontier Prison. And that wraps that up. I know it kind of went a little fast. We'll talk about that again in just a second. So let me give you an introduction for this gentleman that we're going to introduce, that we're going to talk about in just 2 seconds here. Okay. His name is Vince Keelan. Okay, go. I don't know why it's telling me there. Has been exploring abandoned and haunted places for over 10 years. And he was introduced to the paranormal at the Waverly Hills Sanatorium in 2010, where a ghostly encounter on his very first day made him realize that there's more to this world than we can see. And in the years since, he had the privilege of helping to repair and maintain the historic structure, give tours, and manage the location's social media channels. Now, he started the Waverly Hills TikTok account and gained more than 100,000 followers before he left. So these days, he travels the country to discover brand new abandoned locations and revisit old favorites. And over the past year, he's been to Saratoga County Homestead, Norwich State Hospital, Pennhurst Asylum, as well as in undisclosed locations up and down the eastern seaboard. Now, he's collaborated with Haunted Nights, Kalani Ghost Hunter, The Ghoul Guide, and many others. And of course, you can follow his adventures on his YouTube channel, Urban Investigator, and social media challenges. So he's doing an event that I've talked about at Ashmore Estates. So it's going to be April the 19th this month. And I'm going to be heading over there and doing a live show. So we will be live at this location. And what's really cool about this is there's going to be investigators. I think there are about 50 investigators that's going to be there. And so while they are investigating, I can do the presentation, talk about what, Ashmore, and then they can come back and come on live and say, yeah, this is what we found, and maybe share evidence. I'm really excited about this. This is going to be very, very cool. Now, the thing is I'm not going to be able to leave because we run the show on Facebook, YouTube, on Twitter, KGRADB Radio, on Rumble, on Twitter, on Spreaker. So I'm not going to be able to get up and walk around, obviously, because we have 3 different computers running all these platforms. But we will have a lot of investigators, and I'm really looking forward to that. So hopefully you are as well. I just wanted to pass that on to you guys. That'll be April 19th. Hello, Ireland. So let's call this gentleman and chat with him so we can get some more information. How's that? Okay. 1 second here, and there we go. So let's call live on the air. We are live.
Hello.
Well, hello there. Is this Vince?
This is Vince.
Hi, Vince. This is Bishop Long. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Well, I am fantastic. Of course, we're live. We talked about that, and so we're live on. Let me open up the TikTok. That way, if people want to chat with us, they can ask questions. I gave your introduction, and so you've been exploring haunted locations for over 10 years, huh?
Yep.
I know that on your website it talked about how you enjoy the you were first introduced, of course, Waverly Hills. I mean, Waverly Hills. My goodness, that is a crazy location. Very, very.
It
active.
Is absolutely insane.
So, all right. So you're basically tell us what's going on and what you do and whatever you like to share.
So my name is Vince Keelan. I am an urbexer and a ghost hunter. I spend my times exploring haunted and abandoned locations. Obviously, the abandoned part, a lot of the times the locations can be haunted. Sometimes they're not, but a lot of the times it's just basically seeing the beauty within the ruin kind of thing and seeing what other people don't see and what things could be. For ghost hunting, it's kind of in my blood. I've been at Waverly Hills on and off since 2010. And pretty much never looked back once I left. So it's just kind of one of those things, and I put it out for the general public to be able to see and do with what they will.
So let me ask you, since you've investigated a lot of locations, is there one particular location that let's say two, that one that really scares you because it's just so much activity and it's scary, and two that has a lot of activity but it's not so frightening?
So I will pull the bias card and tell you that Waverly is always insanely active. However, from my point of view, I'm not afraid of it.
Okay.
For a location that has terrified me to no end is a tie between Pennhurst Asylum and Hudson River State Hospital.
Of course, both of those, I can imagine the type of emotional distress and turmoil that occurred. So I've never been to either one of those, and I think that would be fascinating.
Pennhurst is a wonderful location. It's a very sad location with the history that was placed there. Obviously, there was accounts of abuse and neglect with the kids and even with the older adults who were obviously special needs. We don't drop that word. We don't drop the other word anymore. Obviously, we're in a different time. But with Hudson River State Hospital was a psychiatric hospital. Eventually, at some point in time, they just they didn't want to alarm the state or the residents of Poughkeepsie, so it turned into the state hospital instead of the psychiatric center. But with that location, it's pretty dark energy. So when you go there, this is not a place that's up for tours or overnights. This is a strictly urbex situation. It's you're dodging security, you're dodging other explorers, and to top everything else off, you're also dodging ghosts at the same time that seem to not be so not so friendly a lot of the times.
Wow. Now, of course, so obviously going there, if you don't have permission, trespassing. So you're certainly not advocating people go there and do that.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, dangerous stuff.
For my own, basically for me, what urbex is for me is to show the owner of that location that is simply abandoned and is not being taken care of, is to broadcast to the owner and to everyone else that people would love to see these places and they would love to see them restored, and that buildings from the early 1900s, the late 1800s, all the way down to the 1500s, if you're overseas with like UK, London, Germany, France, all those areas, that the general public would love to see these places restored. So it's kind of like a lot of people think it's disrespectful. For me, it's more of a, hey, here's a little side note. People would like to see this. But I don't advocate for people to I have a rule with Urbex, and my whole rule is if there's not a window broken, there's not a door open, I don't go in. I don't. Yeah, obviously it's still breaking in, but I don't break to get in. If that makes sense.
Okay, and so yeah, Pinehurst, that'd be fascinating to visit. So how much, obviously, do you know a lot about the event in Ashmore Estates? That's the 19th, where I'll be going and
Sure.
airing a live show. So tell us a bit more about Ashmore Estates.
So this is tricky. I can't tell you much about Ashmore Estates. I'm going in blind.
Oh, cool.
So this public event that we're doing, I know nothing about. I've known Robin Terry, the owner, for a little over 5 years. I've never been to Ashmore, and I thought, what a better way than to start to do my very first public ghost hunt that was open to viewers and fans and all that other kind of stuff, to go in blind with the rest of the people.
Okay, so tell us, what is this event, and what can people expect if they go on April the 19th? Again, I'll be there, folks. We're going to be doing a live show, and it's going to be pretty. I'm really looking forward to it. So what can people expect if they show up?
So you will be greeted by me and 3 other of good friends of mine that are helping me run this event, along with the owner, Robin Terry, where we'll be greeted by a little bit of history from Robin. I'm not. We got to figure out where we're gonna put you for this show, but but you yourself can investigate with me, or you can go off and investigate with yourself. Or if you brought friends you don't want to hang out with me, that's fine. If you are looking to become a content creator in all things spooky, you are more than welcome to go off and do that. If you think that you can film a YouTube video from 7 o'clock until 2 o'clock in the morning, you are more than welcome to do so. These events are for people who simply do whatever they want within the confines of the rules for the location.
And for those folks who don't know, now from 7 until roughly 8:50, 8:55, I have to be stationary at the computer, obviously, because we run the show on KGRADB. And so, but after 8:50, I'm going to be on TikTok, and I'll be live on TikTok, and hopefully we'll be able to get around, walk around, and do the live investigation there. Of course, I assume I've talked to Bishop David about this. Now, this place does have obviously Wi-Fi, yes?
As far as I'm concerned, yes. Yeah, as far as I know.
Yeah, good, excellent. So, tell everybody where this place is located.
This is Ashmore, Illinois. So the name speaks for itself, obviously. But
so Ashmore Estates on Friday, April the 19th. Now, what happens if people show up and they're like, well, maybe they're not well versed as far as in paranormal investigating. Maybe they don't have equipment. Then do they need equipment? How does that work?
So between me and the other people that are helping me run this event will have equipment. So if there is anything that maybe you're not well versed off, which is fine. I have things that you see on TV all the time. So if you've watched Ghost Hunters, if you've watched Ghost Adventures, Destination Fear, if you watch Project Fear, whatever the case, Kalani Ghost Hunter, don't care what it is, I have that equipment. And you're more than welcome to run off with it for as long as you want to.
Okay, well, that's so they don't have to worry about it. If they don't have equipment, there's equipment there, right?
There is equipment there. It may not be enough to go around, but there is equipment.
Well, so there we go. All right. So, and now, how long does the event take place?
So it will be from, like I said, everyone will start getting checked in at around 6:30, and then strictly there from 7 o'clock until 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. you are able to investigate with me or run off and do your own thing. And I don't have a problem with either. If you are a YouTuber, Ashmore Estates Robin Terry has equipped the entire building with IR sensors. So you actually don't even need, if you're going in with an IR camera, you actually don't need the extra light. It's so bright in there at nighttime with the IR sensors through your camera, you don't even need the extra light.
All right. Well, that sounds pretty cool. So now it's you said from what time? From 7 to
from 7 to 2.
from 7 o'clock until 2. Now, what happens if someone says, okay, it's 10 o'clock, I'm getting a little tired? Are they allowed to leave, or are they pretty much locked in? How does that work?
They are more than welcome to leave if they want to, or they need to. They get bored, or they don't, or they're getting tired, whatever the case. It's a long drive for some people. I get it. You're more than welcome to. If they want to come back from the, if let's say they go back to the hotel and now they've woken up, they're more than welcome to come back until the 2 o'clock time.
All right. So where can people go and to buy these tickets?
So they can go to the urbaninvestigator.com. All events and all social media links, everything is on the website. There's tabs up at the top that you can click for events, merch, and everything else that you can think of.
So the urbaninvestigator.com, that's the website. Click on events. And because I'm at the website right now, and you'll see Urban Investigator Events, Ashmore Estates. You just simply scroll down and you can book now. So how much does the event cost?
The event is $80. I believe that Eventbrite has like a $6 to $7 cut, I guess. So it comes out to roughly $88, $89.
Okay, and that's obviously for a long time to investigate. And of course, this also helps restore Ashmore Estates, which is a very important thing. If you know anything about trying to restore older buildings, it's not cheap. It's quite expensive. It's not cheap,
and it's not easy.
Wonderful. Anything else that you would like to share? So again, folks, if you want to go to this event, it is April the 19th. April the 19th, just a couple of weeks. So there we go.
A couple weeks away.
Yep. April the 19th and Friday. And but you have to go to the urbaninvestigator.com, click on events, and make sure you go there. We would absolutely love to have you there.
Can't wait. It's going to be a blast.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate that.
Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
All right.
Bye-bye. All right. Well, that's pretty cool. That's really, I'm looking forward to that. No, Gina, I'm in the middle of a show. Okay. And I'm looking at it right now, and there are people who are chatting right now who are not subscribers. So here, let me make this clear why I do that on TikTok. For the first hour, I always turn on subscriber only chat. The reason is I do that is because the trolls are so nasty. And you say, well, why don't you ignore the troll? Because then the moderators can't enjoy the show, because they're constantly blocking people who actually make the most vulgar, nasty comments you could possibly think. So that's why, because the moderators would like to enjoy the show, and I can't let them, they can't enjoy the show when they're constantly having to block people. It's the same way with Bible study. For the first hour, I actually have to turn off chats, subscriber chat only for Bible study, because of some of the most vulgar comments that people get, that people write. So this is why we do subscriber chat only for the first hour. But now it's open for everybody. That's how we do this. Yeah, and unfortunately, and Gina, I agree with you. It's sad that I have to do it. Yeah, I agree, Gina. It's sad that I have to. But our poor moderators can't even enjoy the show. They can't, because they're constantly, oh my goodness. Wouldn't Jesus allow everyone in? Joseph. If you saw some of the comments that people make, first of all, they're illegal comments. They're unbelievably vulgar. They're not just, Bishop Long, I don't agree with you. I can deal with that. They are foul, vulgar, disgusting, mentally disturbing comments. And I don't have to put up with that. So I don't allow trolls to come in and be disrespectful. Even when I was doing Bible study, when I was doing Easter Bible study, I had to do it because people were coming in and making blasphemous comments, even making fun of Christ, making fun of the crucifixion. Ridiculous. So anyway, yeah, that's why. And I'll do it again, and I'll do it again, and I'll do it again. And if people don't like it, I don't care. Thank you there. Oh, please. I appreciate it. And thank you. For those of you, I apologize. If those of you who have offered gifts to the ministry, and if I have not thanked you, I'm so sorry. It's only because I have all these computers running it and I can't see it sometimes. So thank you very much. It's okay, Gene. It's all good, but that's why I do it. I hate it. I hate that I have to. And I wish I didn't have to. But that's the only way we can control it. And TikTok, by the way, is the only TikTok for some reason is the only platform that I have these issues with. I've been on Twitter right here, not one nasty, vulgar comment. Even Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, KGRADB, even Spreaker. Okay, so make sure, folks, you go to the Urban Investigator, theurbaninvestigator.com. and get your tickets. That would be really, really cool. Thank you there, AJ True Crime. Thank you. And click on events. I would love that. That would be so cool to have you guys there if you guys can make it. April 19th, just a couple weeks from now, I will be live on the scene. And I'm really, really excited about this. Really excited. The Ashmore Estates, I've never been, and I've always wanted to go to this location. It's a historical place, and it's a neat place. Virginia to speak. I have been to Virginia a couple of times, but I don't get to go as often as I want, as I really want. So anyway, there we go. Well, wonderful events. Hopefully you guys can make it. Yep, I'm going to be at Ashmore. Yep, on the 19th we're going to be live on the investigation. So looking forward to it. Okay. What are you most excited about, Ashmore State? Well, honestly, I'm really excited about getting out there and meeting people. That's going to be really, really cool. I'm really excited about doing the show live for you guys. That will be neat. We'll also, hopefully, I'll have some investigators. I'm sure I will. There'll be a lot of people there. So I'm hoping that the investigators will go out and they'll want to come on screen and talk to you guys and share what they saw and what they captured. That would be really cool. So, all right. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. And hello, everybody. Hello. Oh, yeah, we will. We'll be careful. Looking forward to it, and hopefully you are as well. All right. So, by the way, for those of you who haven't heard about this, let's go in. And if you have any questions, we'll get to them now. But I want to share this with you real quick. Hello, happy Friday too. No, I'm not going to be no, I'm not. It's not with Ghost Adventures. They're just doing an event. Vince is doing an event, and there'll be a lot of people. Nope, Mike's not muted. So Mike is good. Mike is not muted. I think you might have your volume turned down, but make sure everybody. Can you guys hear me? Yep, Mike's fine. Okay, by the way, for those of you who don't know, listen to this. This is by TK Randall. The new Netflix show called Files of the Unexplained is streaming now. Now, I have seen a couple of the episodes. So hold on, let me fix this. Oh, sorry about that. I have seen a couple of the episodes, and I like it. I think it's really cool. It's called Files of the Unexplained. So it's a new 8-part documentary series. It's on Netflix. It aims to explore a multitude of famous unexplained mysteries. Now, with shows like Unsolved Mysteries, Alien, Prophet, and Encounters, the streaming giant seems to have recently found a new calling as a producer of intriguing mystery-related documentaries. See, in its latest effort, which is entitled Files of the Unexplained, it features 8 episodes, each exploring a different mystery across a range of subjects from UFOs and ghosts to unsolved disappearances. There is the first episode is an alien abduction case, which was pretty good. The next episode after that is Ghost of Myrtle's Plantation. Myrtle's Plantation is one of the most famous, haunted locations, I think, in the world. Now, in episode 3, it is the Missing Yuba County 5. It's a missing persons. Episode 4 is Government's UFO Conspiracy. In episode 5, Haunting of Lake Lanier. Episode 6, Mysteries of Mount Shasta. I'm telling you, there's something going on with that Mount Shasta. In episode 7, Bizarre Blobs of Washington. And episode 8, Floating Feet of Salish Say, or Salish Say. I'm sorry. So those are the episodes. They're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. The series debuted on April 3rd, and all 8 episodes are available right now to stream. So you can watch the trailer, but just go ahead and watch it. But again, it's called Netflix. It's what's on Netflix, Files of the Unexplained. Desiree, Files of the Unexplained. That is the name of the show. Really cool show. Take a look at it. I think you guys will like it. I thought it was pretty good. Oh, sure. Oh, you like it? Oh, there's several people on TikTok have said that they absolutely have seen it and they really like it. I have too. I think it's a great show. And Eli Roth, the Eli Roth presents Legion of Exorcists show. People keep asking, are they going to? That's the show that I was a cast member on, and they're asking, are they going to do another episode? We haven't heard. We've heard not at this point in time. There's nothing in the works, but you never know. Anything could change. Anything can change because it got good ratings and people really like the show. So Eli Roth presents Legion of Exorcists. Now this is by Jake Carter. It'll be interesting. Who knows? They never know if they'll give us a call. But alien bases may be hiding off the coast of Alaska, researchers say. Yeah, I certainly will do a blessing, Marlene. This is by Jake Carter, an organization of civilian volunteers dedicated to the study of unidentified flying objects, has issued a statement based on decades of studying eyewitnesses' reports. According to Mutual UFO Network, alien bases may be hiding off the coast of Alaska. Researchers say that the deep waters in the region may hold something surprising. After analyzing reports from the ship's crew from 1945, they hypothesized that alien objects could be lurking underwater off of the coasts of the state. Alleged sightings of alien spacecraft nearly 80 years ago have become a key point in research. Now, members of the organization believe that UFOs move over water and may have bases. And researchers allege crew members on a U.S. Army transporter ship sailing past Island Oak or Island Attic saw a massive UFO sized 100 feet to 200 feet emerge from the water. Now, although these reports are nowhere to be found, UFO enthusiasts believe the unidentified flying vehicles likely were used to commute to a different supposed alien bases hiding in deep waters. There's a lot of people. Now, I know people are immediately going to say, oh, yeah, whatever. There are a lot of people who truly believe that there are UFO bases in the water. Yeah, that's right. USO is what they're calling. I'm telling you, it's pretty interesting. Now, as the secret reports of the sailors aren't available, the investigators have taken it upon themselves to unravel the mystery surrounding the unidentified flying objects. And they believe the ocean has alien bases that humans aren't aware of. Enthusiasts claim that UFOs may be using underwater networks or wormholes as a superhighway to travel between points of the universe. UFO researcher Johnny Enoch added that such objects could serve as vehicles for aliens. There are also theories that other places on Earth could serve as bases for alien life. A mountain in Seoul, South Korea, is believed to be hiding a UFO, according to Dr. Stephen Greer. An episode of the series The Alaska Triangle featured satellite imagery that claims to show one of the alien bases in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of California. Well, look at there. Now, meanwhile, another researcher featured in the program showed markings from the seabed that she claimed could have been roadways for aliens. Now, while the mysteries of the ocean remain unsolved, researchers continue the research, trying to unravel the mystery of what may be hiding in the depths of the water off the coast of Alaska. Here's the deal. A lot of people say this is just nonsense. I got to tell you something. I forgot the official statistic. I think it was only 5%. We've only investigated, I think, 5% of the ocean. That's it. The movie The Abyss, Judy Ann, that's right. The movie The Abyss really comes to mind. Thank you very much. Thank you. The The Abyss is a great movie. Oh, so Justin and Desiree, you guys think so? Okay. Yeah, it's pretty fascinating. I think it's very yeah. Now, for those of you who have been who you've been asking me about the evil or evil, here's a little update on this if you guys don't know. This is by Shane Roman Chick. Evil invades the church in the new season 4 Images. So TV's best trio of paranormal investigators return in 2024. Well, so here's what this is all about. There have been so many great bits of original horror on TV throughout the 2020s. However, no show has been overlooked as Robert King's Evil. The paranormal series that has a heavy emphasis on religion is finally returning for its 4th season on Paramount Plus in 2024. Now, ahead of the scary new year, genre fans have gotten their first look at the horrors that lie ahead for Evil's devilish comeback. Reported exclusively by TV Line, the 4 new images should be eerily familiar for any avid watcher. So, of course, the actors are back on the case as a genre's favorite trio of paranormal investigators hired by the church to assess any bumps in the night that could be connected to their ongoing war between good and evil. 2 of the images see them in the middle of an investigation in their usual dark environments, with one peculiar image having Kristen mysteriously holding underwater. While having an image having Kristen mysteriously holding underwater in her hand. The cases are only getting darker and weirder. The final 2 images focus on the church itself, with David, now a full-fledged priest, at an awkward confessional with a woman putting her foot up against the wall in a rather suggestive manner. On the other hand, there's a fan favorite, Sister Andrea, with shears in the middle of the church as David helplessly looks on. And the latter will continue to have his faith challenged and his desires tempted as his feelings for Kristen grow more unwieldy. For all we know, the woman in the confessional could be another one of his visions, which he fought off many times throughout the course of last season. Well, there we go, folks. So, if you guys want to check that out, season 4, Evil. I did watch. Well, thank you. I watched the first season. I couldn't get into it. I'm sorry. I tried. I just I don't know. People keep telling me you got to do season 2. You got to season. I tried. I just, for some reason, I don't know. Does it get any? I assume it gets better. I don't, but. And I hate to say it because people really love that show. I mean, that is a powerful, powerful show. It's very, very famous. Here's a question that I shouldn't even have to ask because we already know the answer to it. But I will tell you, this is becoming weird. And thank you very much. I appreciate that. This, of course, is by TK Randall. Are conspiracy theories really on the rise? Yeah, absolutely. If I, folks, I look. Let me answer this question. The red heifers, because people keep asking me about the red heifer. I did a video on TikTok about red heifers, and then people were the trolls were like, "Well, that's not why the red heifer is supposed to be, sacrificed. It's supposed to be blah blah blah." I'm like, dude, it's a 1-minute video. I can't give you 3,000 year Jewish history in 1 minute. The point, the ultimate point of the red heifer. I understand you're supposed to sacrifice. You have the ashes. You're supposed to bless the altar. I understand all that. But the ultimate point of this is to usher in the Messiah. That is the final point. That is the final reason for it. Now, I understand all the other things. I get it. But when you're only doing a 1-minute video, I can't give you, again, I can only give so much information. Here's the problem. With the heifer situation. The Messiah already came. So that's the issue. That's the problem. So I think that the Messiah is going to show up because because that's the old covenant. As a Christian, I live in the new covenant. I am not under the old covenant. And so therefore, how I respond to that is everybody has a right to believe in what they want. That's their right. But you're right, they're a little bit late. So Jesus already came. So that's the issue with the heifer situation. Okay. Also the Euphrates River, folks. I have been teaching Revelation. This is the third year, 3 years in a row that I'm teaching it. It takes me about 5 to 6 months to teach Revelation because I actually break it down, and I break everything down and I explain everything. The Euphrates River dries up during the tribulation. Folks, we're not there. We're not even close. The Revelation makes it very clear that the end of the church age occurs first. Now, people refer to it says, in other words, that the end of the church age must be caught up. The root word for that is raptura. That's why people get rapture from the caught up. So the end of the church age happens first. What does that mean? That means all believers in Christ somehow will be caught up and we will be in heaven. I believe it's a matter like this. I believe it's very, very quickly, very fast, we're in heaven. Now, what that looks, we just simply don't know what that looks like. But we know that it's going to be very fast, we're in heaven. During tribulation, we're not here. So I wish people would calm down. Revelation is abundantly clear. Now, I take Revelation, this is my right, but I take Revelation as prophetic, prophecy. I believe it is prophecy. There are some people that don't. That's the way I interpret Revelation, and I have that right to do so. So we're going to be, in my opinion, we're going to be in heaven during tribulation. So all this craziness just needs to, it's cray-cray. So now, could the end of the church age occur today? Sure, right now, absolutely. The end of the church age could happen 5 seconds from now. No doubt about it. But I don't worry. I don't worry. I have no fear. I have no fear of it whatsoever. People ask me all the time. They ask me, what makes you more afraid? What makes you scared? And I guess they're expecting me to say demons. No, not at all. And I perform now actually 31 exorcisms. And in over 20 years, I performed 31 exorcisms. I have investigated many locations that were very violent. That doesn't frighten me. Doesn't frighten me at all. What frightens me more than anything is the amount of hate that's online. That's frightening to me. See, demons, I understand their nature. Their nature is pure evil. But when a human being goes online and they make fun of a 10-year-old kid, I think 10 or 12-year-old kid named Kevin, that frightens me. That anybody could do. For those of you who don't know, Kevin was on TikTok. He has a TikTok channel. And I think he's 10 or 12, 10, 11, 12. And he has bone brittle disease. I think that's what it is. So he can easily break his bones. So he can't stand because he gets in, he just can't. There were people when he was going live talking about his, there were people that were calling him a fake, telling him he's a liar. He's just doing this for attention. This little kid has had so many operations and he has to sit, he can't stand. But this is what this poor kid had to go on TikTok in tears. He was crying because people were trying to get him banned online, reporting his live as fake. And this little community that he has built that's how he teaches people what he's going through, and people give him encouragement. But this is people actually did this. How any human being could be so cruel and lay their head down on the pillow at night and not give it a second thought, that frightens me. Because that's scary. That is terrifying. How some people can be so sadistic. That is sadism to a level that's just frightening. So yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, you can just type in. Let me just see. He's a sweetheart of a kid. With let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it for you. I think. Well, I think it's a Kevin G. If you guys know, let me know. I think it's K3VIN_G. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. So it's K3 V as in Victor, I as in Indigo, N as in Nancy _G. I think that's what his name is. But he's just a sweetheart of a kid. And so he goes on and he comes on, he makes people laugh. He talks to people. He's just one of those really nice kids. Yeah, that's what it is. So it's K with K, 3, V as in Victor, I as in ice, N as in no, _G as in giraffe. But that's what people did. And matter of fact, even some celebrities came to his defense because it was so bad, because people were actually false reporting his life and even telling him he's a liar, he's a con artist. See, that's what scares me, is how people can be so cruel. That I don't understand. I can understand demons. I understand the nature of it. I can understand that. From a theological perspective, I get it. But I don't understand. I don't understand how anybody could be so cruel to anybody, let alone a kid who has bone brittle disease. So yeah, that's but yeah, that's what frightens me. Yeah, what is so satisfying about cruelty? I think it is sadistic. I truly believe it is sadism. It boggles my mind. I don't get it. I don't get it. But that's what's happening. All right. Yeah. So I had something that I wanted to share with you. Let me see if I can find. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, of course, Ghost Adventures. For those of you who don't know, who are big fans of Ghost Adventures, they can be cruel, but I don't. That's why on TikTok, that's why I put on the first hour subscriber chat only, because I get rid of the trolls, let them go, let them spread their hate someplace else, and yeah. But an all-new season of Ghost Adventures, House Calls, premieres in April. Here it is. Matter of fact, I just talked to Zach the other day. Television ghost hunters Zach Bagan, Aaron Goodwin, Billy Tolley, and Jay Wesley spring into action to help families desperate to answers for supernatural activity invading their home when an all-new season of Ghost Adventures, House Calls, returns Wednesday, April 3rd. On Discovery Channel, the United States. For the distraught homeowners of this season, Zach and the team are their last hope in putting a halt to the overwhelming ghostly activity upending their lives. In each episode, Zach closely examines each family's haunted account, reviews any evidence that they have captured in their home before dispatching Aaron, Billy, and Jay on a personal house call to investigate. Now, once on the property, the team conducts eyewitnesses interviews and a thorough dusk-to-dusk lockdown to get to the bottom of each paranormal emergency. And seeing the crew from headquarters, Zach provides unique insight and direction from his vantage point. And after reviewing all evidence, he then shares the team's findings with the homeowners, offering much needed advice and a resolution to help restore peace to their lives. So in the season premiere, Fear in Fort Gaines, Zach and the team respond to a historic house in Fort Gaines, Georgia, that doubles as a haunted attraction. And the owner's excitement of purchasing the ghost-inhabited house of his dreams turned into a nightmare when something nefarious attacks his mom and the building's only overnight resident. So there we go. That's in the first episode. We'll talk about California. In the second episode is Mansfield Meltdown. There's a family in Texas on April 25th. Episode 3, Horror in Marion, Indiana. In episode 4, Auburn Attachment. And that's in family it goes to in Washington. Episode 5, Terrorized in Tennessee, in Cordova, Tennessee. So there we go, folks. That's little information for those of you who are following the Ghost Adventures home call. So, yeah, poor area. Oh, you're watching tonight? Okay, good. All right, so that's pretty cool stuff. I think it's pretty cool. You know, there's a lot of people. I don't know. I talked to Judy Ann about this not too long ago. But there's a lot, especially in Alaska, but there's a lot of people that are just disappearing. Just absolutely disappearing. What about Isaiah 38? Someone's asking, can you please elaborate on Isaiah 38? Oh, Isaiah 38. Is it verse 6? Yeah. I think that's what you're talking about. Isaiah 38, verse 6 that you're referring to. I don't know who asked that. I'm sorry. When the thing went up. Isaiah 38, verse 6. For those of you who don't know, is I will deliver you to the city from the hand of the king of Syria, and I will defend the city. Is that what you're talking? But that has nothing to do with the. So you'll have to tell me, because Isaiah 38, verse 6. Yeah, you have to let me know. Isaiah chapter 38, verse 6 says, I will deliver you in this city from the hand of the king of Assyria, and I will defend the city. It has nothing to do with the eclipse. Okay. Well, yeah, there is a lot of people. People are now saying this has, okay. So now people are saying that Isaiah chapter 38, verse 6 has something to do with the eclipse. Okay. The verse of the passage where God promises deliverance and protection to Hezekiah, the king of Judah, and the city of Jerusalem from the threat posed by the Assyrian king. It signifies God's intervention and protection over his people in times of troubles and danger. So that's what Isaiah 38, chapter 38, verse 6 is. Don't listen to the people. I had a big, huge thing about that earlier today in the beginning of the show. Don't listen to people going online scaring you about the eclipse. They're only doing this just to get your likes and your subscription. That's all they're doing it. That's all they're doing it for. That's all they're doing. I'm telling you, as God is my witness, I'm going to go live on Monday, and you will see the eclipse pass by, and the world won't end. And then you're going to see those people jump online and find another way to scare you. That's what they're going to do. They'll never apologize. They'll never apologize for scaring you. That is just sadistic. Yes, people are just, I'm telling you, it's crazy. Listen to this. This is by TK Randall. This is fascinating. Yeah, CERN, I don't like CERN. Now, Dennis, I will admit that. I do not like CERN. I think we are really pushing the boundaries with CERN. Maybe we'll do a presentation one day on CERN. But listen, folks, I'm telling you guys, this is a crazy, crazy story. And a man vanished without a trace while seeking a vibrating cave near Area 51. CERN, yeah. is the European Organization for Nuclear Research. Yeah, we'll talk about that one day. And they created that Large Hadron Collider. Yeah, we'll do a presentation. Well, the CERN, okay, the CERN, it's a European Organization for Nuclear Research. It's one of the world's largest and most respected centers for scientific research. I'll give them that. It's located in Geneva, Switzerland, and it operates the largest particle physics laboratory in the world. Well, CERN's main area of research is particle physics, where scientists are studying the fundamental particles that make up the universe and that focuses upon them. So CERN is also known for operating the Large Hadron Collider, otherwise known as LHC. And that is the world's most powerful particle accelerator, even to the point where they are trying to create black holes. And so you have energy particles that go very, very fast. They pow and they explode. And so allegedly, there were black holes that were created in this huge tube, and then it just dissipates because the energy goes away. Well, that's stupid. That's unbelievably dumb. I don't understand why anybody would do that. Because that's just dumb. That really is stupid. Because creating any type of black hole on Earth, I don't care if it's in this tube or not. If I got to tell you something, if there's a crack or anything that goes wrong, we're done. It is reckless. You're right. It is reckless because there's nothing. The black hole just absorbs energy, just takes it, and the more energy it takes, the larger it expands. So that's quite dangerous and dumb. They're trying to create the God particle is what ultimately a lot of people think they're doing. Okay. The vanishing. Let's talk about the vanishing really quickly. And I'm going to stay on TikTok for just a little bit longer after the show is we're finished. So a man has vanished without a trace while seeking vibrating cave near Area 51. The disappearance of Kenny Veach. Take a look at this. I'm telling you guys, you might want to look into this. This is crazy. Kenny Veach still remains a topic of debate almost 10 years. So one of the most mysterious and widely debated disappearances of recent years, the case of YouTuber Kenny Veach, Veach, who vanished without a trace after venturing into the Mojave Desert to find a vibrating M-shaped cave near the secretive Area 51 facility. So Veach had been a keen solo hiker and explorer who was known to head off into the wilderness, sometimes for days at a time, carrying little in the way of supplies or equipment. So he enjoyed heading off the beaten track, and his YouTube videos would follow him on his adventures. Now, things took a rather peculiar twist in June of 2014, however, when he took to the comments to state that he had discovered a strange M-shaped cave in the desert near the Nellis Air Force Base, which is situated to the south of Area 51. Now, upon approaching the cave, he recalled experiencing a strange vibrating sensation. He said, "The closer I got to the cave entrance, the worse the vibrating became," he wrote. "Suddenly," he says, "I became very scared and hightailed it out of there. And that was one of the strangest things that ever happened to me. I solo hike across mountaintops that most people wouldn't dare go. I have been in the more caves that I can count. I play with rattlesnakes for fun," he said. "But this one particular cave was beyond anything I have ever encountered." Now, in the months that followed, Veach ventured out again in an attempt to relocate the cave and to prove to its viewers that it really existed. But despite retracing his steps, he was unable to find it. And it was then he embarked on another hike in a further attempt to find the cave on November the 10th, 2014. However, that he disappeared without a trace was never seen again. Okay, Mr. Producer, search and rescue teams found later his cell phone inside an abandoned mine, and his car was parked several miles away. But there was no other sign of Veach himself or what might have happened to him. His disappearance went on to generate a number of conspiracy theories, with some speculating that he had found the cave and that something had happened to him inside, while others suggested that he had been caught and arrested by the military for venturing where he did not belong. There's also a theory that a combination of personal circumstances had compelled him to venture out that day with the intention of unaliving himself, though his body has never been found. And to this day, exactly what happened to Kenny Veach remains a total mystery. That is cray-cray. For those of you on Spreaker, I'm going to say goodnight to you guys. Yeah, I tell you what, it is crazy. Now, of course, we're going to be here. By the way, I don't know if. Well, I'll have to let you know about tomorrow. I think tomorrow I'm going to have a couple of things that I have to work on for some cases. That's going to need my immediate attention. So I would rather just take off tomorrow, and I'll be here Sunday. I'll be here Sunday for Bible study at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. TikTok, stay with me for a second. Remember, I tell you always that your value does not decrease based on someone's inability or refusal to see your worth. You're priceless, and don't let anybody tell you or convince you otherwise. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and KGRDB. God bless. The Sacred Division has been brought to you by Bishop Long's online paranormal course. Learn demonology, angelology, paranormal studies, and genealogy. It's 100% online, and you learn at your own pace. Please go to www.bishopjameslong.com and click on the paranormal course link.